Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Um, guys, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Um, yeah, I'm laughing. I just saw an interview with Ilunga Junior Makabu, and he said he's going to knock Canelo out. He said he's gonna knock. He goes, he's not coming to have points. He knows that he's not gonna win on points against Canelo. He's gonna come and knock him spark out. Apparently, he's not happy that a guy 168 pound is coming up to his division or challenging him and thinking he's gonna beat him at cruiserweight. So he's not happy. So he says he's gonna knock Canelo out. He's gonna knock Canelo out cold. Wow. Wow, we've heard it all. Guys, I stayed up last night to watch Makabu because I knew he was a potential opponent for Canelo. So I thought I'd stay up and have a look at his fight against Machunu Tabiso, I think Machunu. Wow, what a terrible fight. What a dull affair. What a poor affair. Very, very dull fight. I should have I wasted a night, really. Very, very terrible fight. Like, it was very, very dull. Makabu, I thought he lost that fight. I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I watched I thought he lost that fight. I don't know how they gave him that fight. Probably because of the fact that, he was linked with Canelo, and there's been talk about him fighting Canelo. Apparently he's fought Machunu before, and he was losing the fight previously, because I checked Makabu's record, and he knocked out Machunu, whereas this time I think Machunu managed to go the distance, and I thought he won the fight. I thought it was clearly unfair. Makabu, his balance was terrible. He was so slow, sloppy. So predictable, so one-dimensional. Like, I don't even think he had much power. I don't even think the left-handed power, I don't even think he had much power. Wow. That was a very poor, championship level fight. I didn't even think there were two championship level fighters fighting. That was a world title fight. Incredible. Guys, I'll jump straight into it. Like, some of you, even Canelo fans, have come out and said, nah, we don't want Canelo to fight that dude. And listen, here's my opinion on it, right? It will be great for Makabu if he gets the fight, because Makabu would get a huge payday and he'd be able to secure his financial future, which I always like with boxers. Because I feel like boxers, put their lives on the line. It's a very hard sport and they deserve every single penny. I will say this, though. You can also make an argument on the other side that Makabu isn't good enough to go in the ring with the pound-for-pound best fighter, the face of boxing, who's in his prime. And people may say, well, he's bigger than him, it's a competitive fight. I can assure you Makabu and Canelo is not a competitive fight. Some of you were saying that Jamal Charlo, is not a competitive fight. I can guarantee you Jamal Charlo is a lot more competitive than the Makabu fight. Just because somebody's big, right? If someone's big but no good, it's no good. Canelo will batter him because he'll be too slow. Julio Cesar Chavez, we all knew he wasn't as good as Canelo, but he was big. That fight was being sold on because Julio Cesar Chavez is so big. Just say if he lands on Canelo, he might be able to, maybe outwork Canelo on the outside. But he's not in Canelo's league. So he was totally dominated. Makabu is not in Canelo's league. He will be totally dominated, outclassed. Like, Chavez at least stayed in there. This guy won't even stay in there. He'll be knocked out pretty brutally. He's not on that. He's way levels below Canelo. Size only matters when the other guy at the other side is a skilled fighter. Like if Canelo was to fight Bradis, that's a difficult fight, or Coley, because those guys are got good skills. They're very good fighters, and they're way bigger than Canelo. That's when Canelo could come unstuck. Not against a guy who's levels and levels and levels below him. Size don't mean anything. Because if that's the case, then you can put a guy that's 6'6" in with Canelo. That don't mean he's gonna beat him just because he's big. Makabu is levels below. Like he's 3 or 4 levels below Canelo. He's 3 or 4 levels below. Amir Khan was a guy coming up from light, like he was really a welterweight, but his best days were at light welter. He was more of a threat to Canelo than Makabu is. And a lot of people thought that was a mismatch. And Khan was a very accomplished, skilled fighter. A lot of people thought that was a mismatch. Makabu, apart from being big, right? Apart from being bigger than Canelo, what other advantage does he have? I don't even think he hits harder than Canelo. I'm going to be brutally honest. I saw the fight, man. I saw the fight. He was so slow and ponderous. Like Canelo would batter him. Would absolutely obliterate him inside 2 or 3 rounds. And here's why I'm high on it. It's not the fact that I like if he fights Makabu, I'll watch it. People say I'm not gonna watch it. Some of Canelo fans actually said I can't endorse this. If Canelo fights him, I'm not gonna watch it, or I'm not gonna be interested. I'll watch it. I'm a boxing fan. I watch Floyd Mayweather v Logan Paul. I'll watch it. But I just feel like Canelo is such a great fighter. He's the best in the sport. For me, he's the best fighter in the world. I don't feel like Canelo's at the point of his career where he's had 60 fights. Canelo's at the point of his career that I feel like every fight needs to be cherished. And every fight needs to be meaningful. Every fight needs to be, from now on to the end of his career, needs to be meaningful. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think Canelo's got that long left. I think Canelo's got about 6 to 10 fights. And I don't want him to waste a fight on somebody that's not really a fight. Because at the end of the day, Canelo's going to have to put his body through hell. He's going to have to put his body through a lot of hard work in the gym, in training. That's wear and tear. Forget about the fight. He'll probably knock Makabu out in 2 or 3 rounds. The fight probably won't be difficult. But it's the training that Canelo will have to put himself through. It's the hard work that Canelo's going to do prior to the fight. That's all going to be the same because Canelo's a consummate professional. His training is going to be exactly the same. And I don't feel like Canelo's got that long. Canelo's been around for a very long time. He's been pro since he was 15. Like, you've got to understand, this sport is a very, very tough sport. Canelo's been around for about 16, 17 years, and he's still at his peak. I believe he's probably got 5 or 6 more years at the top. And I don't want, and in 5 or 6 years, what, he might fight 10 times, 12 times, right? I don't want him to waste a fight on somebody who I don't really think is in his class. I'd rather him fight somebody like a Jamal Charlo. Even though I feel he'll beat Jamal Charlo, it's irrelevant. I still think it's a much better fight. I think it's a better build-up. I feel like there's more. I feel like there's more credit he's gonna get from the fans if he beats Jamal Charlo. Makabu is a no-go. Like, for me, I just think I just don't like. Some of you say, well, it's about legacy and Canelo will be remembered as a 5-division world champion. But I don't know. I would rather see him beat Jamal Charlo, beat David Benavidez and clean out the 168 and then move up to light heavyweight. I don't care. Like, for me, Canelo's great. Whether he beats Makabu or becomes what difference does it make if Canelo becomes a 5-division world champion? It's not like Canelo's not going to be remembered as a great if he doesn't go up to cruiserweight and win a world title there. Yeah, I get for legacy he wants to be remembered as a 5-division world champion, but I'm pretty sure in the future the cruiserweight division's always going to be weak. Right? If he wants to in the future go and do that, I'm pretty sure there'll be an opportunity for Canelo to go up there and beat a champion. Cruiserweight division's never that strong. There's always going to be weak champions there that Canelo could probably beat. The other thing is I don't want Canelo to go up there and mess around with his body now as well. In the sense, he's 31 years of age. He's not young anymore. You go up weight and one night, then come back down. All of these things can have a big impact on your body. He's not 24 anymore, 25. He's getting past 30. And this is a guy that's had a lot of fights. You know, Canelo's had a lot, and he's had some hard fights as well. You know, Mayweather wasn't an easy fight. Lara wasn't an easy fight. You know, Golovkin, they were very difficult fights. Jacobs wasn't an easy fight. Kovalev wasn't an easy fight. So he's had a lot of hard fights. You know, he has improved his defense, so he doesn't get hit a lot. But nevertheless, you know, he's sparring like a lot of people say, it's not even the fights, it's the training camp, it's the wear and tear that the training camps have on your body, the sparring. You know, sometimes some fighters go really rough in sparring. You know, that can take a toll on your body. So I just don't think Canelo needs to fight Makabu. Like, look, I hope, like, if Makabu gets the fight, I'll be happy for Makabu, because he'll be able to secure his financial future. Right? And Makabu will be set for life, which I can feel happy for Makabu. But in terms of Canelo's legacy, I don't really think it does anything for Canelo's legacy. I don't think it's that meaningful a fight. I don't think Canelo... some of you said Canelo doesn't really care about the money. I don't think he cares about the money. He's got a lot of money, and he knows there'll be a lot of paydays ahead. But I just think that... I just don't think that a fight against Makabu... I just don't, at this point, I just don't think the fight, I don't think it's a Canelo type of fight. Canelo is the face of boxing. And Canelo deserves to be in, or he should be in, monster fights every time he fights. There's going to be a lot of people that are not going to be looking forward to a Makabu fight. Because it's not just, look, there's a narrative behind Charlo. Charlo, people have been saying that he's been ducking Charlo. Charlo is seen as a much more competitive, a much better fight. You know, fans will be more excited to see the Charlo fight. And it's a way of also Canelo proving that he's not ducking no one. That he'll beat Charlo, he'll beat Andrade, he'll beat David Benavidez. Those guys aren't in his class. It's an opportunity for Canelo to put on a statement, which I believe he'll do against Charlo. But we'll have to wait and see. If he does fight Makabu, don't be surprised if Canelo knocks him out in 2 or 3 rounds. I think my brother EK said that Yildirim would knock out Makabu. You know, I won't go that far. But yeah, it's, you know, apart from the fact that Makabu's got a championship, you know, I'm shocked that, you know, he's holding a world title. But I think he gets beat by a half decent fight. And there's cruiserweights there in the cruiserweight division that I believe could beat Makabu. On that performance, there's cruiserweights in the cruiserweight division that would beat Makabu comfortably. So yeah, I would honestly, I hope Canelo fights Charlo. But if he does fight Makabu, I'll still watch it. I'm not going to be like some of the people in the comment section in my last video that said, oh, I'm not going to watch it, I'm not going to be interested. No, I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to lie and say I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch it. I watch boxing. I watch all of the fights. And I'll watch every single Canelo fight. Don't matter who he fights. Whether he fights Jake Paul, Makabu, I'll watch it because it's Canelo. But at the end of the day, I feel like Canelo deserves mega events. And I don't think Makabu is a mega event. I think a Jamal Charlo fight is a huge fight. And I think Canelo can also make a statement in that fight. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. How do you see, Ilunga Makabu saying that he knocks out Canelo Alvarez? I'm pretty sure none of you would agree with that, especially on last night's display. I don't even think he won the fight last night. What chance do you give him against Canelo? Or do you think it's a 2-3 round job? Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.